Just wanted to focus on the feet today, to wake up the feet. So we're going to start, sat down in the chair, as always. I'm going to wiggle back so you can see my feet. There we go. Now I'm going to just start lifting your heels up and down to begin with. So this is quite helpful for people with tight feet, anyone that gets swollen ankles, swelling down in the lower legs. I'm just going to start warming up the ankle joints, foot joints, waking up the calf. And then we're going to switch to lifting the balls of the feet. So it's quite a lot, it's quite hard work for the lower leg muscles. So just go as high as you can. And it's the muscles in the lower legs that are going to help act like pumps, particularly the big calf muscles, pumping, squeezing the fluid up. Okay. Then we're going to alternate. One heel, one ball, switching over. The brain starts to wake up as well. And the only way to get the fluid move around your body is either through massage or through movement. So if we're doing a lot of sitting, then swelling gets a lot worse. Or to anyone who's wanting to wake their body up gradually first thing in the morning. Okay, so now we're going to take the ankle of the right foot and pop it over onto the left, the top of the left thigh, which is probably going to be a challenge for some people, especially if your chair is quite low, it's going to be harder. But if you get a stretch in your right hip, that's all good. Now you're going to thread your fingers, another challenge, between each of your toes. So it might be really tight there between your toe joints. You might need to just wriggle the tips of your fingers in. And then we're going to keep the foot and ankle quite passive and just start circling. Think of circling your shoulder here. You're circling think of sliding your shoulder blade around. You're going to get the movement through your foot as well. And then we'll change direction, around, pushing the ball of the foot around as you go. But if your shoulder is moving up and around, then we're multitasking, we're getting the shoulder moving as well. Okay, and then we're just going to tap the foot, which seems a bit silly, but it helps to wake up that foot, get the blood flowing, get the nerve endings awake. And then next we will try and hold onto the bottom of the foot, the little toe end of the foot, edge of the foot, with your left hand. With your right hand, you're going to take your big toe and you're going to gently pull. So the left hand is anchoring the bottom of the underside of the foot down. The right hand is gently pulling the big toe around in a circle, easing it away from your other toes. And then changing direction, again, easing it away from the other toes. If you've got a tight big toe joint or you already have a bunion, then this is a good one for you. Just easing it out. All the joints are designed to move, so they're all going to benefit from movement. Okay, lastly, we're going to take the ball of the foot in your left hand. You're just going to put your thumb underneath. You're going to use your thumb to push gently up into the toe joints while you pull the toes back with your fingers. So you're mobilizing the ball of your foot. I don't know if you can see the little toe joints on my foot popping up like the little foot knuckles almost. So work your way along, big toe joints, second one, next one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, and then back up again. Okay, and then we'll do the same on the other foot. My feet are actually two different colours now. The one's definitely got more blood flowing in it than the other. We're going to take the left foot now, put it on top of your right knee. You're going to try and wriggle your fingers through the toes. And we'll start circling around with the shoulder blade and therefore circling around with the ball of the foot and the ankle. You can buy, they're called yoga toes, these little jelly things that you put between your toes, a bit like what you have for a pedicure, which you can just wear. It's quite nice for freeing up your toe joints. Change direction, circling the other way, get the shoulder blade moving around. I think waking up the feet might be when you're sluggish, when you you're feeling a bit lethargic. Mix up your whole body. Okay, now we're going to, what did we do next? Hold the bottom of the foot with the right hand, anchor it down, big toe with the left hand, and start easing it away from the other toes in a circle. And then changing direction. Okay, then you're going to take your right hand again, holding the tops of the fingers, tops of the toes with your fingers, taking your thumb and just gently pushing up. Ooh, there's a pop. Pushing up into the ball of the foot with your thumb. So I'm working with my thumb. So if you can see the toe joints pushing forward as I go along. Little toe, next toe, next toe, next toe, big toe. Some of them will be a bit tighter than others. Will be a bit harder to see coming forward. Might not see any of them at all to start with. Okay. I'm going to put that foot down and they're both awake. So coming up to standing, probably a good idea to hold on to your chair. And we're going to start going up with the heels and then up with the toes. Up with the heels, up with the toes. And obviously the more, the less you can rely on your chair, the better. The more you can balance, the better. So be nice and light with your fingers, your chair. Think about what we talked about before, tightening the sitting bones and helping to stabilize the ankle bones. Probably get a cracking going on. Perfectly fine. Just the joints moving. Okay, try now not to hold the chair. And try not to sway too much. So I'm swaying quite a lot to start with, forward and back. Try and keep the weight on the balls of the feet. You're barely touching the toes and the heels. Just moving between the two, which is quite tricky. Definitely hold your chair if you need to, but very lightly. Okay, we're going to stretch out our calves now. We're going to take a step back with the right foot. And push that heel down at the back. Keep your right leg, right knee straight. And let's just hold the stretch. There should be a stretch in the back of that right calf. We're just going to hold it there. And then let's maybe take your heel a little bit wider. So if I show you this way, I'm now going in a little bit. Can't go in very much. Now let's go out the other way a bit. Make sure we're getting the whole of the calf muscle fully stretched. That should feel quite nice now. That should be a bit more room in that knee, in that bending, in the bending of the knee. If the calf isn't too tight. Then take the left foot back. So now I've got the left leg straight. Bending the right knee and holding that stretch. I wouldn't try and do this one without holding on to something. If you can hold on, you can push into it a little bit more. It's not a balancing exercise. You're going to turn it in a little bit if you'll go. can turn it out a little bit as well. The calf fully stretched. And then coming back to standing parallel. Now we're going to bend one knee. Actually, we're bending both knees, aren't we? But we're pushing one heel up as we send the other one down. So bending both, pressing one heel forward and pressing the other heel down. Switching and getting a nice squidgy feeling as you go down, squidging into the feet, into the ankles, into the knees. And we should have a good amount of movement now in the feet and the ankles. So now we're going to stand on one leg. Keep your chair handy. Let's stand on the left leg and put the right ankle against the lower right leg. And maybe that's enough challenge for you. You might be able to, you might feel like it's a challenge just to be touching the chair very lightly with one finger. You might feel like you can let go. If you can let go, and that's quite easy, you might be able to just swing your arms. What you want is for it to be a little bit of a challenge. You see my, probably see my ankle now. I'm doing a bit of wobbling. I might even put one arm forward and one back. So what you want is for it to be a little bit of a challenge, but not impossible. So we want the ankle to have some movement put through it. Let's try let's try circling the arms. You can't see my arms, but they go over. You probably find that that leg starts to get a bit tired. While you're on it though, lift nice and tall. And we'll switch over. So on the new leg, having the chair handy, so you can test your balance. You can first of all aim for having just one finger on the chair. And that might be enough of a challenge. If it isn't, woo! If it isn't, try just not holding on. Maybe try your arm swings. What you might find here is that one foot is a lot easier than the other foot. If there's a dramatic difference between the balance on both feet, which it sometimes is, I'm going to my circles, get nice and tall. It's really worth practicing the balancing on that weak leg daily, at least daily. Think of something you do every day. Rub your moisturizer in or whatever, clean your teeth, and try and balance on that weak leg as you do that. Because the weaker one leg gets, the stronger the other gets. And when we have an imbalance going from the legs up into the hips, it's just not good. We tend to also then stand on one leg, which is not good for our lower backs, not good for our hips. Yeah, so catch yourself. If you're standing on one leg, don't stand on both feet. Okay, I'm going off at a tangent now. I think we'll leave it there for today. So well done. And I'll be back on Wednesday.